Hello, my name is Aaliyah. In this video, I want to talk about Mac Miller and his death. Rest in peace to him. But I wanted to talk about his discography a little bit, like his music, what it meant to people. Cause his death has hit me. I feel like his music meant a lot to me, and it meant a lot to a whole lot of other people. So I kind of wanted to talk about his discography and his music a little bit because I feel like he's one of the, I would say okay, he's not the most, but I would say he's a very underrated rapper. He's a very underrated artist. So I kind of just wanted to make a video to talk about him because he's not talked about a lot or enough. And his death just hit me. I went back and I listened to his Faces mixtape and his Good AM album. Oh my god. It's just because you think that he was at a better place. And then just because comes out of left field that he overdosed and he died. And rest in peace to him. But just going over his music, okay? So we have going. I'm not gonna touch on his older music. I want to touch on things like his mixtape Faces. And so Faces, if you go back and listen to that music, like I think Mac Miller hones in on that streamlined consciousness of rap, where it's a stream of consciousness, just like you're writing. It's a stream of consciousness, and it's like kind of in a way like he's just speaking his mind. And I feel like a lot of what makes his music so good is that a lot of people relate to it. And so for his Faces mixtape, he introduced a lot of topics, and a lot of them were related to drugs, a lot of them were related to depression. A lot of it was him, his depression, drugs, and things like his super ego. Like he touches on that in Faces, he touches on that in Good AM. And I feel like that's why I relate to, and a lot of people relate to um, his past albums and mixtapes. And Swimming, uh, that was an awesome album. And so, gosh, it's kind of like hard to talk about because just he died today, so it's so fresh. Rest in peace. And just thinking about his music and like what he's meant, and just like the amazing artist that he, he has been, and that he could have been still. And so we have the consciousness of rap. You have his beginning tracks on Faces, his middle tracks. You have tracks like Diablo, tracks like Funeral, tracks like Wedding, tracks like Happy Birthday, like where he basically goes into a stream of conscious of like his depression, his super ego, his just everything fueled into one. And he talks about how like he knows that he makes mistakes, and he knows he's aware of these things, but he's trying. Even though he's in this, he's trying to get better. And he talks about like he has a super ego to the point where it's like, he says things like, I'm more than what I think of myself. I kind of have to be. And he says things like, I should have died already. On Good AM, like tracks like the ending tracks, um, Perfect Circle, Godspeed, that track. It's just a lot of it is from the heart. And that's why I think, and a lot of it is, as compared to like other artists now, a lot of it's from the heart. A lot of it is him just a stream of consciousness. So you're just listening and you're like, you feel everything he's saying. Like you feel like you connect with him. And if you have not listened to Faces, the mixtape, Good AM, the album, I would suggest to go to those works of art. I would call it. Um, amazing, amazing person, amazing artist, amazing album. It's just, if you have any substance abuse problems, if you have if you're relying on anything, using drugs as a crutch for your mental illness, for depression, for mania, because episodes like that, like I don't know, You can have episodes of mania, episodes of depression, but using drugs as a crutch for your mental illness, I it's just that's that's the one thing that I think he touched on in his music, and he rapped about his life a lot. He talked about his life a lot, and that's the one thing that was going on in his life. And just to see him, for this to happen, rest in peace.